Welcome to the Cup of Joe Wrestling Show.
Cup of Joe Wrestling Show?
With Joey Harris. A podcast for the wrestling fan on the go. So take your favorite beverage of choice and join Joey as he takes a look at some of the biggest shows on the WWE Network.
Welcome to the Cup of Joe Wrestling Show. I'm your host, Joey Harris, and we are broadcasting from makeshift studios in the shadow of South Central Virginia. Follow the show on Twitter and Blue Sky at Cup of Joe Pod. Email the show at cupofjoewrestlingshow@gmail.com. Support the show at paypal.me/cupofjoepod. If you want to just send me a little something, I am on Cash App and Venmo at TheJoeyHarris. And of course, patreon.com/babykangaroomedia for bonus episodes of the Cup of Joe Wrestling Show, the Joey Harris Super Show, the Green Room, the Book Club Baristas, and so much more. Just $5 a month for hours of extra content. And a couple of things that I just recorded in the Green Room with Nan before the latest episode of my podcast, the Joey Harris Show, that I've made available free for all Patreon members. So you can join Patreon for free and check out that episode. As well as if you use the promo code Joey at checkout, you get 20% off your first month. So that's only $4 for the first month. Try us out. If you don't like us, that's fine. But give us a try. You'll enjoy so much more of what we put out at patreon.com/babykangaroomedia. And right up here at the start, folks, I want to just send out my sincerest condolences to the friends, fans, and family of Sabu. We lost Sabu this past weekend. I was traveling with my wife, had gone down to celebrate Mother's Day with my mother and some of my aunts, and was coming back. And when we come back, I love Dunkin' Donuts coffee, and there's a Dunkin' on the way back that I always stop at to get my coffee. And I had gone in and used the restroom, was coming out to get my coffee, and just checked my news and saw that people were reporting that Sabu had passed away. So I just felt it was one of those gut punch moments, just one of these people who were just a big part of my fandom growing up. So rest in peace to Sabu. And as a tribute to that, I just did an ECW show, but I was looking at some of the notes that I had made and that I was typing up to have for future shows. And I saw this and I'm like, I'm going to switch some things around, rearrange some things, and so that I can do this as a tribute to Sabu. As today we look at November to Remember 1995 from ECW. November to Remember 1995 took place on November the 18th, 1995 from the ECW Arena in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. There were 1,150 in attendance. We start out with our intro. Joey Styles welcomes us to November to Remember and runs down some of what we're going to see. The Broad Street Bully versus Donnie Allen. They have Bubba Ray Dudley be the special guest ring announcer. This is in his stuttering phase. The Dudleys all come out. Bubba gets the mic. He welcomes everyone and says he has overcome his stuttering problem. He tries to do Let's Get Ready to Rumble, but stutters, and then Bubba bombs Donnie Allen. He then attacks the Broad Street Bully and pins Bully. The crowd taunts Bubba. His brothers berated him on the way to the back. And then this is one of my most favorite moments in my history of watching ECW. Paulie gets into the ring and tells the crew to dim the lights. The lights go out, and when they come back on, Sabu is in the ring. A Sabu chant goes out, and then a thank you chant goes out to Paulie. Conan versus Jason. Taz is a special guest referee. He says ECW wouldn't clear him to wrestle. Jason insults him. Taz punches Jason, and Conan hits Splash Mountain to get the pin. Stevie Richards versus El Puerto Ricano. The Blue Meanie is in the crowd and gives Richards a present. It's a half shirt that says Flock of Seagulls. Richards invites Meanie to ringside. Ricano hits a moonsault to Richards and throws him inside. He hits a springboard moonsault. He follows that up with a missile drop kick. Ricano hits Meanie with a tope. Richards hits a low blow to regain the advantage. He hits a Stevie Bomb and drops Ricano on the top rope. A second Stevie Bomb, and Meanie misses a moonsault when Ricano moves. Richards then beats on Meanie. Ricano with a roll-up for a 2 count. Richards with a super kick to get the pin. The Eliminators, Saturn and Cronus with Jason versus the Pitbulls with Francine. Saturn and Pitbull 1 start. They lock up and push off. Saturn with the early advantage. He can't keep Pitbull 1 down. Pitbull 1 unloads on Saturn. Pitbull 1 hits a reverse thrust kick. Pitbull 2 tagged in and hit a flying elbow drop for a 2 count. Cronus tagged in. Pitbull 2 hits a power slam for a 2 count. Saturn tagged in. Double headbutt to Pitbull 2. Saturn hits a clothesline and a moonsault to Pitbull 2 on the outside. Cronus tagged back in. He hits a spinning leg drop. He can't get a 3 count. Jason attacks Pitbull 2 and chokes him on the ropes. Pitbull 2 misses a corner splash when Cronus moves. Pitbull 2 gets a cut on his arm. Saturn enters and hits an elbow for a 2 count. Top rope Frankensteiner from Saturn for another 2 count. Cronus tagged in and the Eliminators hit a modified flapjack on Pitbull 2. Pitbull 2 put on the top rope, but hit a super bomb on Saturn. All 4 men in. And as referee John Finnegan was trying to get the extra men out, Jason hit Pitbull 2 with a leg drop. Pitbull 1 and Cronus tagged in. Pitbull 1 with a double clothesline. All 4 men back in. Cronus clothesline to the floor. The Pitbulls hit the guillotine on Saturn. Jason makes the save. Pitbull 2 slams Jason. It's a melee. The Pitbulls hit the super bomb to pin Cronus. Jason just straight up molests Francine only to get taken out by the Pitbulls. The Eliminators attack the Pitbulls and hit total elimination on both. Mexican Death Match. Psicosis versus Rey Mysterio Jr. Psicosis out first and waits on Mysterio. They get face to face. It takes a while to get started. Mysterio moves on the Psicosis charge. Mysterio with the early advantage. Mysterio with a Hurricane Rana to the outside. Mysterio launches himself to the guardrail on a miscue. Psicosis hits a missile dropkick and a moonsault to get a 3 count. Mysterio beats the count up. Mysterio driven into the turnbuckle. Psicosis drops Mysterio on the turnbuckle. Psicosis gets another 3 count. Mysterio again beats the count. Psicosis keeps the attack up. He runs Mysterio back into the corner and hits the moonsault into a senton for a 3 count. Mysterio again beats the count. Psicosis doesn't let up. Psicosis grabs a chair and DDTs Mysterio on it. He puts the chair on Mysterio and moonsaults onto it to get the pin. Mysterio again beats the count. Psicosis with a drop kick to the knees. Mysterio gets his knee up on another moonsault attempt. Mysterio hits a clothesline and a crossbody to the outside. He then hits a slingshot moonsault plancha to Psicosis. They fight out into the crowd. Mysterio dumps Psicosis over the guardrail and attacks Psicosis. They head towards the broadcast position. Mysterio hits a Hurricane Rana on the chair to get the pin. Mysterio goes back to the ring. Mysterio wins the match when Psicosis can't make it back in the ring. Mysterio celebrates with the crowd. Jason comes out to talk to Mysterio. He tells Mysterio that he wants to manage him. Mysterio says no and attacks Jason until the Eliminators attack Mysterio. 911 comes out and the Eliminators attack him. He and Mysterio come back and 911 chokeslams both. The Sandman with Woman and Too Cold Scorpio versus the Public Enemy Rocco Rock and Johnny Grunge. Sandman and Scorpio are the tag champions and Scorpio is also the TV champion. Both championships are on the line. The person who gets the pin will get a shot at Mikey Whipwreck for the world title later on in the night. Sandman and Woman do their entrance. Public Enemy is extremely over with the crowd. It takes a while to get started. The fans chant, "Please don't go to Public Enemy," who are rumored to be leaving ECW around this time. Scorpio tells Public Enemy that they should leave. He then challenges Rock to a dance-off. They trade dance moves. Sandman and Woman also dance before Scorpio and Sandman jump Public Enemy. Public Enemy come back with a double clothesline from the top rope. Public Enemy clears the ring. Public Enemy make fun of Woman. Sandman and Grunge start. Sandman with a side headlock on Grunge. Grunge hip tosses Sandman out. All 4 men in. Sandman drops an elbow. He and Scorpio grab chairs. Public Enemy also grab chairs and all 4 hit each other. They battle to the outside. Sandman thrown over the guardrail. Grunge with a Vader bomb to Scorpio. Scorpio and Grunge trade punches on the inside. Sandman tagged in and kicked Grunge. Rock tagged in. He takes Sandman down with a head scissors. Back and forth. Sandman with a slingshot leg drop. Scorpio tagged in and got a 1 count. Scorpio hits a side slam. They each avoid moves. Scorpio hits a crescent kick. Scorpio with a power bomb, but Grunge breaks up the pin. Sandman tagged in and dropped the elbow on Grunge. Grunge attacks Sandman. The referee tries to get him out, allowing Scorpio to guillotine Rock on the top rope. Woman then canes Rock. All 4 brawl in and out of the ring. Sandman puts Grunge through a table at ringside. Rock with a plancha on Sandman. Scorpio hits a corner splash and a moonsault, but Grunge breaks up the count. Scorpio hits a spinning heel kick. Sandman and Grunge tagged in. Rock accidentally hits Grunge with the drive-by when Scorpio moves, and Sandman collapses on Rock to get the pin. Scorpio then revives Sandman. Bill Alfonso versus Todd Gordon. Beulah McGillicuddy is the special guest referee. Flashback to what led to the match. Beulah out first. The fans chant, "Show your tits" at Beulah, keeping it classy. Alfonso comes out and the fans hate him. Gordon comes out looking determined. Alfonso attacks Gordon as he gets to ringside. He throws him over the guardrail into the crowd and then slaps him. McGillicuddy tells Alfonso to get in the ring, and he comes in and clotheslines her. Gordon tackles Alfonso and beats him down. They vie for position and punch each other. Alfonso wants a handshake and gets clotheslined instead. He chokes Alfonso and then does a curb stomp. Alfonso comes back with a low blow. He gets on the mic and says he's going to kick Gordon's ass. He goes outside and Gordon rams Alfonso's head into a chair and Alfonso is busted open. They fight around ringside. It gets back in the ring and Alfonso grabs a frying pan that Gordon brings into the ring. Gordon hits a low blow and hits Alfonso with the pan. Taz comes in and says he will count the pin. He starts to and then attacks Gordon. He puts Alfonso on top and then counts the pin. The crowd chants Sabu. Taz says they can chant his name all night, but he isn't coming. He says everyone cried when Sabu, Tommy Dreamer, and Terry Funk were injured. But he says, what about Taz? He says Paulie and the fans don't care about him, but Bill Alfonso did. He challenges a fan at ringside. ECW World Heavyweight Championship match. Mikey Whipwreck versus the Sandman with Woman. Sandman and Woman out first, and Steve Austin jumps Sandman in the aisle. He hits the stun gun on the guardrail. Austin gets in the ring. Woman brings out damage control, and they take Sandman out on a stretcher. Austin calls out Whipwreck. Whipwreck comes out looking apprehensive. Austin jumps Whipwreck. They fight out to ringside. Whipwreck dropped on the guardrail. Austin throws Whipwreck back in. He chokes Whipwreck on the ropes. He beats Whipwreck down. He throws Whipwreck back out and whips him into a guardrail. The fans chant Hogan at Austin. Austin hits a leg drop and gets a 2 count. He drops Whipwreck on the guardrail several times. Whipwreck reverses an Irish whip and Austin goes into the guardrail. Whipwreck starts to fight back. Whipwreck beats Austin down in the corner. Austin hits the stun gun. Whipwreck kicks out at 2. Austin unloads on Whipwreck with punches. Whipwreck pins Austin with a sunset flip. Austin attacks Whipwreck after the match. Hack Myers versus Sabu with Paulie. Crowd solidly behind Sabu. Myers avoids Sabu. Sabu with a leg lock. He hits a snapmare and a spinning leg for a 1 count. Sabu hits a DDT. Sabu gets a chair. He hits a modified Rolling Thunder with it. Sabu gets an armbar on. Back and forth. Myers gets a power slam for a 2 count. Myers hits a top rope pile driver, but Sabu gets his foot on the ropes. It goes outside. Back and forth. Sabu hits a guillotine leg drop. Sabu hits a DDT. He gets a couple of 2 counts. Sabu hits a spinning heel kick. Sabu with a Hurricane Rana to the floor. He hits a running elbow off a chair. Myers catches Sabu with a powerbomb for a 2 count. Sabu with a victory roll for a 2 count. Myers hits Sabu with the chair. Myers with a Shaw leg drop. Sabu runs Myers into the chair when Myers comes off the top rope. It spills back outside. Sabu sets up a table. He sets Myers up on it and splashes through it. Sabu gets a 2 count. Sabu with an Arabian facebuster with a chair to get the pin. He shakes Myers' hand after the match. Main event. Terry Funk and Tommy Dreamer versus Cactus Jack and Raven. Funk calls out Jack and Raven. They come out. Jack and Raven are stalling. Funk and Dreamer roll out and regroup. All 4 brawling in the ring. It spills to the outside. Funk dumps out a trash can of weapons and hits Raven and Jack with a speed limit sign. Stevie Richards put into a shopping cart. Funk hits Jack with a snow shovel. Dreamer hits Raven with a VCR. Funk hits Raven with a golf club. Jack hits Dreamer with a chair. Dreamer clotheslined by a chain. Raven is busted open. Dreamer hits a DDT on Raven. Dreamer smashes Jack and Raven's heads together. Jack and Dreamer trade blows. Funk drops a shopping cart on Raven's back. Jack hits Funk with a double arm DDT on a chair. Raven hits a plancha on Dreamer. The referee is out, so Jack can't get the pin on Funk. Jack hits Dreamer with a crutch. Bill Alfonso comes to ringside and Jack gets a 2 count. Taz and Dreamer face to face. Raven jumps Dreamer. Dreamer with a leaping DDT to Raven. He hits a pile driver to get the pin. They all continue to brawl after the match. Richards checks on Raven as they sign off from Philadelphia. Final thoughts. Worth it for the Sabu return. He will be greatly missed. You can follow me on Facebook, Threads, and Instagram at TheJoeyHarris. If you like the show, please leave a review on iTunes, Apple Podcasts, or your preferred podcast app. I would really appreciate it. We can also be found on Spotify and YouTube. Just search for The Cup of Joe Wrestling Show and don't forget to hit subscribe. Thank you for joining me. This is Joey saying so long from the heart of Virginia.
The Cup of Joe Wrestling Show is a production of Baby Kangaroo Media.